going to be for you here with me, Salil, and today I've got an actress that is so exciting that I am watching this show as I'm speaking to them. And I think this is one of the most exciting things that I'm seeing it and then chatting with them. Sakshi Tanwar has enthralled us for years, whether it was on television with Kahani or whether after that there was Dangals and various films that came along. And now she's teamed up with Anushka Sharma to make something that is worth watching on this fantastic OTT platform. My, it's called. And thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. Big fan always, not just me, so many others. And Anshai, the director as well, one half, because there are two directors that have actually directed this. Thank you guys for joining me on Be For You.
Thank you, Salil. Thank you so much. You've seen 5 episodes. First question.
Four episodes and 3/4. So I have a lot of questions to ask you. I am shocked, first of all, how you've maintained the level. You know, picture या series में क्या होता है जब murder, problem, drama, आंखें ऊपर हो जाती हैं, things go slightly dramatic. This is to both of you. And how you maintain the palette has to be so non-dramatic, even when something as big as death could be described. So first, Anshai, to you, how you, navigated this brilliant actress, and then of course to Sakshi.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of her vast experience comes into play when she's playing such a nuanced character, right? We had a lot to learn from her. Also, all these things, I must give credit to Atul, who's not here today with us. But Atul and me were very clear from the beginning to keep it as real as possible. Because the hyper-realism comes in the actions and the action sequences that come later. So we didn't want to, get the performances also amped up, and then as it is, it's borderlining, unbelievable things that she is going to be doing later on in the series. So that was a very conscious call since the beginning in the pre-production. But yeah, once ma'am comes in and she weighs in and her experience sort of just takes over that entire material, and then I'd like her to come in now and how she sort of, got down to doing it.
No, I think for me, I did a lot of unlearning also, because as an actor, for years you've been following a certain style of delivering, and then there is a subject where you need to completely, do a lot of things, but not do anything visible. And that's where I think Anshai sir and Atul sir really helped me, because there were many times when I would do a scene and then they would come and tell me that no, itna bhi nahi karna hai, or usko, it has to be all internal. Everything is internal. So that really helped to keep the character as real as it looks, like what you have seen.
But even for the characterization also, जिस तरह उसका graph भी है, I feel sometimes there's so much that you're not doing at all, yet, in this part, और यही खेल होता था जब हम लोग कई बार टेलीविजन के सामने एक्टिंग करने आते तो बोलते थे आंखों में सब कुछ है, तो आंखों में जो Sakshi, you've managed to play, it's just been brilliant. Is there ever a time, कई बार I guess linear shoot नहीं होता है, एक सीन के बाद एक सीन शूट नहीं होता, शायद एक एपिसोड भी एक साथ शूट या फिर कई एपिसोड एक साथ शूट हो रहे होते हैं. How did you maintain that? Because अभी तक तो मुझे ऐसे बिल्कुल ही बाकी एक्टर्स भी परफेक्ट हैं इस मामले में. How was this decorum maintained with the graph of all the characters?
Yeah, you're right, Salil, because हमारी shooting तो बहुत scattered भी हुई because of COVID, and we started shooting with episode 4, I think. Am I right, sir? In March.
Episode 5, actually. We started episode 5.
Sure.
And then we shot for 3 days. We shot one sequence, that pouring water sequence. That was our first shoots were around that sequence.
So what is the narration given to you कि already काफी battered है, सब जगह ठोकर खा चुकी है और उसके बाद फिर भी जवाब चाहिए.
हाँ. Exactly. People say यही narration था, and day 1 and 2, you are like first time on the set and a totally new subject, a new character, and तीसरे दिन जब समझ में आने लगा तो lockdown लग गया. We had to
my God.
come back to Mumbai. Wow. Then we only resumed after some 8 months, I think 7-8 months के बाद हमने December में फिर शुरू किया. So there were times when I was completely clueless what is happening because उसके बाद के scene हम एक साल बाद कर रहे हैं लखनऊ में. So remember we shot this last year.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So you guys, I mean, are you all brilliant actors yourselves? मतलब जैसे आप loop पकड़ रहे हो, of course you've got a great performer in front of you, but as directors, now will you have to enact a lot of scenes together also? It's no longer just about the script. Script तो I'm sure पहले से ही काफी अच्छी थी, but to get back into the zone with a stop start, did you have to do that a lot?
Yeah, so that's a lot of prep that goes into it, right? That's a part of a job. There was a very heavy prep that went into mine, and all these nuances and notes. So I really believe in paperwork. All my shots are
Sure.
broken down, and all the scene graphs are sort of mentioned. In fact, it would be funny when I would walk on set, and sometime ma'am would look at me. She's like, "Aaj kitne shot?" And then I'd have my shot breakdown ready, and I mean, all what you're saying, it's and also this was a new learning for me because Atul, me, we all have to always be on the same page, right? Because he's also directed on the series, so it's not that something
Yes.
you do in isolation. Like when you do a film, when I did Filori, it's your own calls, right?
Yes,
You
yes.
know, you just have to take a whole gamut of people along with you, whether it's the DP, sometimes, and I mean, because there was a lack of time, 1 or 2 days, somebody else had to step in and help Ravi out. So the just briefing everybody. So there's a big team that's working. So all these things are decided fairly in advance. Of course, there's room.
No, but tell me something. You know, I remember speaking to so many music directors at one time. Initially, filmon mein kya hota tha? One music director is to make the whole, film. Then they started giving to different people, and then they were not in the same sensibilities. Maybe the song used to be there. I remember Sacred Games mein there were different directors also. I remember speaking to Anurag about this also. Why did this concept come about of having different thought processes? Was it also because they wanted different ideas, or was it just because the availability might not be there for such a long period of time?
Volume, yeah. It's the volume of work that's meant to be done, and the quality of work, right? So actually, you're shooting a series in pretty much the same time you shoot a film, but in that time you're making 3 films, so to speak, right?
True.
So everybody's under the pump. It is not humanly possible to sort of churn on that kind of material within that time, unless the budgets permit you to do it, and you have
Yeah.
a grand sort of project doing it. Kabir Khan's been doing it successfully. Certain people
Yeah.
have been doing it successfully. So the idea is usually to sort of not overburden the director, and you decide on what the workload is and deliver it, and to keep the tone consistently is key.
No, but you all have done that wonderfully well. I mean, it's breathtaking how you have done that also. And when you all say that not too much load on the director, but even for the actors having to maintain this, it seems like a very draining film for you also. A series may not be, because I know how gifted you are, Sakshi, the whole world knows. But is there sometimes a zone where you feel that it is draining? Because although there's not too much crying, at least till what I've seen, but there's a lot of मैं pity हुई हूँ but हारूंगी नहीं. So in that zone, is there a lot? Was it tough?
Many scenes were like that, and they were very difficult because, like I said earlier, that there was a lot of things that were going inside, but there was only little that I could show, and that in itself is a very draining thing. When you let it all out, it becomes easy, but to hold it all inside you for a very long time, scene after scene after scene, where you want to just break down and just get it out of your system, and you're not getting that in itself is very exhausting and tiring. And I experienced that for many scenes, where I would want to just sit down and cry my heart out.
No, it was overwhelming even while watching it also. I've got kids also, and I felt one scene where you slap, and then uske baad it's like as a gunshot hota na actors ke liye. There's a reaction. How you held a straight reaction and again had to bring it in because of your relation with your bhabhi. These scenes I think were very well thought out, because the larger chunks I understand, but these in between scenes it was brilliantly written. So was a thought about always this suffering Sita, और उसके बाद फिर वो कम बैक करेगी, फाइट बैक करेगी लास्ट में?
Not at all.
No?
No, no, it was always shield, you know, like
Yeah.
for me, one of the most challenging scenes were where I'm just standing near that pastry shop, that
Yeah.
thela, and I'm having that pastry.
Yes.
It was very emotionally draining, that scene. So
Yeah.
no, I think it was always shield. It was scripted so well that it made my job so easy. And of course, then and the directors were giving us very specific instructions before the scene. So it just
But
helped.
this dual directorship, this is something new for you also, I'm sure.
Not
Is it
really,
seamless?
because we worked in television.
Television में तो खैर, of course, I
हाँ पे
understand.
तो ये होता था that there used to be 3 sets ready waiting for you and 3 directors, and you were just hopping from one set to another, and you
Right.
did, I mean the directors didn't know कि पिछले वाले के साथ आपने क्या किया है, आप देख लो मैम. But no, this helped because as people also, their thought process, although technically they're on same page, but that's what I observed, that they think very differently. So I think that helped because we could use the best of both and their thoughts and incorporate that in whatever I was doing. So sometimes Atul sir would come and say something, sometimes Anshai sir would tell me something, and whatever worked, I mean, I think I used the best of both their thoughts. And sometimes even Ravi sir, our DOP, he would come and give me like a very specific instruction, and that helps so much. So it's
There were a lot of stories about your technical brilliance in television, you know, कि अगर long trolley shot लगाना है, ट्रॉली आप स्टार्ट कर दो, आंसू तब टपकेगा जब एकदम फ्रेम में आ जाएगा या फोकस में आ जाएगा.
That is true. I'll second that. I have never seen anybody more technically sound. It's
Right.
a in joke, but I'll say it if I may. I call her the Shah Rukh Khan of actresses.
Yeah, she's
You know, like
आंसू भी, and even eyes welling up. Some sequences, eyes were welling up. उससे पहले there's just normal. You know, I know that you can use glycerine, you can use a lot of things, but some of it was just so fantastic. So your experience of working with her, you know, you people come with a reputation. Set पर आते हैं, Wikipedia pages ही 50 होते हैं उनके. You know, जानते हो आप क्या क्या कर चुके हैं. So are you somebody who just reads up about तौर तरीके of the actor? Yes, of course, body of work, yes, but is there a day or two of feeling each other out?
no, yeah. I think actors respond to people very differently, and that's true for technicians also. You know, some actor might not have a very good experience working with me. Some actor might have a brilliant experience working with me. It is all how two people communicate. It is our job to sort of get along with everyone and to explain the scene to everyone, right? So that's a part of our job. I honestly don't do too much homework on actors. You do that when you're casting somebody.
Yeah.
You should be very sure of what the body of work has been and whether that person will be able to take it over there or not. So yeah, I mean, but no, not really.
How did this come about? Was the great Sakshi Tanwar straight away, yes, with the script? या कैसा हुआ था? How did this Milan happen?
Ma'am, आप बताओ.
I got a call from Vaibhav from Anti-Casting, and he said Netflix के लिए शो है, अनुष्का शर्मा का प्रोडक्शन है और बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. It's a very interesting mother's role और आप आओ मिलने. तो I went to meet our creator अतुल मोंगिया. उनके ऑफिस में मैं वहाँ गई. मुझे वन लाइन एक दी गई शो की और एक थोड़ा सा ब्रीफली जर्नी के बारे में बताया गया. एंड देन they gave me the script for 2 scenes, and they said think how you would want to do it, and then we'll do like a mock shoot for these scenes with some other actors who actors भी नहीं थे उस दिन. तो उनके ऑफिस में जो लोग थे उन्हीं के साथ वैभव was
So did you play it very differently first time? मतलब काफी ऊंचा खेला था आपने इसको?
नहीं, I remember that I gave it all I had at that time. So Even in that, I remember that I was very drained because there were very difficult scenes और मुझे आगे पीछे का कुछ पता नहीं था. One was
Correct.
this scene again जो वो एडमिशन के टाइम पे when she goes and says कि मेरी बेटी बोल नहीं सकती. And the
Yes.
other one was किसने मारा हमारी बेटी को, वो जो
डंडे से मारा.
हाँ. So I had gone with the intention that I had heard a lot of things about Atul sir and about his workshops, and I was like he's a very big casting director. मेरे को तो कभी मौका नहीं मिला उनके साथ, So I was like, let me go and do this as a workshop. So I had gone with that intention, and I'm glad that they liked what they saw, and that's it.
So, have you had to face trouble, or has it become a lot easier in the last 2-3 years? Like, now with OTT, of course, dominating everywhere, people being open to so many. I had some casting directors call me and say, "Sir, किसी भी actor की date नहीं मिलती है, तो जो भूले बिसरे actor भी हैं, जिन्होंने 10-10 साल से काम नहीं किया है, उनको भी phone आए थे और वो भी सब वापस आए थे." So, is it that zone, or is it tough to sort of convince people that, look, I'm back, and just give me a new slate, totally blank slate?
I think with me it was more. I mean, the roles chose me more than I chose them. Like I said, that there was no such strategy that to go and tell people that okay, I want to do something different, cast me. But yes, OTT has really helped in the sense that actors are getting roles as per the characters. It's in fact much better now. OTT has really helped actors in breaking stereotypes in a very nice way, because now actors are so many actors who were not seen earlier are all being seen. Like you said, they're all busy.
Yeah.
There are roles for everyone, and I think it's a very nice space to be in, because people cast you because you suit the role and not for who you are, or whether there is a star value attached or not. So you are seeing newer talent, which is, I mean, some of the new talent is so nice that you're like, kahan chupe baithe the? These are gems. And even the seasoned ones, you're getting to see them in far more interesting roles, and they were completely missing out. So with me, I was like, I have been very fortunate that on OTT also I got to do some very interesting roles. They were very different from what I have done earlier, and especially Mai to is like completely
Totally different. Yeah.
So thanks to OTT. And thanks to the makers also, that they took the risk, or they took the chance to cast me in something like this.
No, I'm sorry, there's no risk with you. I think that part is sorted. As directors, do you believe that it's actually what it was set out to do as OTT? I know that a lot of it got diluted along the way. As Sakshi ma'am was saying, the star culture, it wasn't there. Sometimes I see it being there. And sometimes I feel that will we be able to stay away from the marriage?
See, it's a different culture altogether. Yeah. What is very heartening is that the Netflixes enable you and they empower you to sort of, just go ahead with the kind of right storytelling. And I think that is something the OTT platform has cracked, that they are not hung up on sirf iske saath kaam karo ya sirf iske saath casting karo. I think even on my two other senior actors that we have are Vivek Mushran and Prashant Narayanan, right? And I love Prashant Narayanan's work, and I was seeing him after a very long time.
Same here, yeah.
And the good thing was, he's like, yaar, maine itna kuch kar liya na, isko kuch banate hain, isko kuch kahin leke jate hain. So honestly, Mohan Das's character is a lot of Prashant Narayanan himself. I don't see anybody else doing it. Because he had the excitement to do it. He just wanted to, take it into another sphere altogether. Again, with Vivek sir, it was a very different experience. He comes from a very different school of filmmaking. It's very nice to see that also senior actors embrace this, and all the content creators are excited about it. It's not that they have been in this industry I just think they've not been cast earlier, or maybe they didn't get the right roles earlier.
And maybe they're not on Instagram, which a lot of people seem to be using to reach out to directors now. Maybe they're not pushing out their work. Does that, by the way, really influence directors? Instagram and social media for newer avatars?
I don't know. At least for us, that doesn't hold true. If it does in the industry, I have no idea. That's not the way we work. Any queries that come, we like to keep our dealings also clean. We hire casting directors, get all the casting done through them, and I think that is just the only way to do it. Anybody else tells you anything differently, I think don't fall for it. That's all I would say. So yeah.
Who surprised you the most in Mai?
Everybody, yeah. I also don't. It's not like I've directed 10 films. I think
Yes.
all the actors that were cast, Seema Pawaji, it's just to be in her presence. She's a prolific director. She is this theater actor. And then they'll just sort of drop these brilliant performances. And I have a joke with ma'am going, that there's so many times, because they're such good actors, you get it in one take. And as a director, you're not sure that, are you sure that you got it in one take? And then you want to push, and then you push it for another 2 takes, and just to realize, no, that one, it won't happen again. And that magic just happened at that point in time. So yeah, I mean, for me, it was a very liberating experience. We had a younger cast as well. There was Anant and Vaibhav Rajgupta. So it was a mixed bag. Everybody was sort of, it was a very happy set. Raima Sen.
Fantastic. Even, I've not seen her also in something like this. It was great to see her. And there again, you played so well with as you mentioned, Prashant, a while back. Those who've not seen the show, I don't want to talk about that sequence when Sakshi ma'am does something with an injection. That was also so not dramatic. I mean, there was no drama there also. So I'm going like, is this how you guys are in real life also? I mean, just generally speaking, like no overreaction to anything. Now that the show is getting great reviews, is there an overreaction at all, or is it like, हाँ ये तो expected था?
बिल्कुल expected नहीं था. हमें तो कुछ और चाहिए. So it's very overwhelming. Yeah. I mean, the love that's pouring in, it is, and it's very humbling. Because what also happens is that any show, and not only ours, any show, they put in the same amount of hard work, right? Everybody puts in that amount of work, the actors, the technicians, the directors. It's nice at the end of it if it's accepted widely, and it's just a humbling experience. Like somebody very early in my career told me, all hit films are happy accidents. So you... I mean, that's my takeaway from it.
Yeah, you actually done very strong roles, none of them seem accidents. They all seem very well thought out, Sakshi ma'am. It's just been perfect. What are the biggest messages that you got? For industry se kuch aate na that you like and say, okay, this one is interesting, without even revealing names.
इसके अभी माई के लिए?
हाँ, माई के लिए.
अरे माई के ना, we've been doing promotions past 20 days now.
हाँ.
And first it was कि चलो launch हो रहा है, उसके interviews थे, then launch हो गया, फिर वो messages आने लगे. I have not been able to actually sit and enjoy the whole thing, like there's so much we are talking about Mai all the time that I'm yet to honestly respond or react to all the messages that have come. But like Anshai said, it's all very overwhelming at this point of time. Very humbling, of course, very satisfying also, because that's what everyone wants. Ki mehnat ki hai, ईमानदारी से की है, so people should see it and like it. But
when you saw yourself, आपने अपने आप को जब देखा, and you see the show, वो I mean, जब बहुत seasoned हो जाते हैं, and you've done very good scenes over your careers, you suddenly realize, हाँ, this is a nice 100 that I've hit.
मैंने देखा नहीं. पहली बात, मैं मॉनिटर भी नहीं देखती सीन करने के बाद, बिकॉज आई एम सो क्रिटिकल ऑफ माई सेल्फ दैट आई फील कि नहीं किया, एंड मैं ऑब्जेक्टिवली नहीं देख पाती, तो आई लूज द मजा ऑफ वॉचिंग एज एन ऑडियंस, विच इज वाई आई ट्राई नॉट टू वॉच इट. ऑल्सो थोड़ा बहुत जो डबिंग पे देखा था, फिर वही हो रहा था कि अरे आई कुड हैव डन a little more or what. So I have not seen it. I don't know when I will see it. Maybe when 2 years down the line, I'll sit and watch it. But ऐसा नहीं लगता है, Salil. In fact, you feel that there's so much more you can learn and do and, evolve as an actor.
I think you all deserve all the success. Trust me, it was an overwhelming experience to watch this also. And I've been watching some really good gems of late. And this one, what I was very interested to know was, it said season 1. And now, whenever you look at, you guys have not been able to give that much time for season 1. है ना? मतलब यहाँ पे भी divide था. मैं end तक पहुँचा नहीं हूँ. शुरुआत मैंने season 1 जब मैं देखता हूँ तो मेरे को intrigue हो जाता है. या तो मैं आखिरी एपिसोड पहले देख लूँ, लेकिन वो मैंने किया नहीं. तो क्या इसके और सीजन्स या और वर्जन्स या क्या है in store?
There's season 2 in store. It's getting written right now. Hopefully shooting should start in a...
So that's a green light already. That's fantastic. So did you get that before you finished season 1, just on script level, or was it always planned?
I think it was always planned. It was because that's how you map it, right? ऐसा नहीं होता कि 1 hit हो गया, अब suddenly 2 में क्या करने वाला है और 2 लिखते हैं.
नहीं, ऐसे बहुत इंडिया में बहुत होता है सर. ऐसे suddenly 2, 3, 4 बन जाते हैं, वो भी होता है.
Right. So no, we've been lucky enough. Yeah, the Netflix team was fairly confident about the product. So once they greenlight 2 to 3 seasons. So yeah, I mean, all credit to them for doing that. Yeah.
So congratulations. I look forward to all the other episodes also. Really, really was a pleasure watching it and chatting with you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. And like I said, it really was a pleasurable experience to be part of this interview and to actually watch you guys perform. It is on Netflix. Go check it out. And of course, B4U Entertainment is where you can check all this action out. I'll see you soon. Take care and bye-bye.